When the tributary came back from the Vare without you, we all feared the worst. But she and your friends told us not to panic and led us to higher ground, where we waited out the storm while you saved the day. Which makes the lot of you heroes, if you ask me.
You wouldn't happen to have some time on your hands, would you, Clive? Only I was wondering if you might help me with something.
Don't tell me. Another unruly...
Not quite, but it promises to be quite a hunt. Care to join?
All right. Tell me about our
A fiendish, cold-blooded beast known as a Givra. Normally, we leave such animals well alive. I have an even better reason to want its tongue.
If you'll permit me.
Certainly, Yamila.
It's been over a week since my sister gave birth to her first child. We've tried everything to restore her spirits, physics, and the healers tell me there's only one hope left. A broth as potent as it...
It isn't only Yamila's sister who stands to benefit from this, by the way. There's her baby to think of, and Walyas, too. She'd agreed to be his wet...
I'd be glad to help.
Thank you. Our hunters have no shortage, and it won't be achieved through weight of numbers either.
Then it is decided that...
Perhaps we might... That would be...
Come then, Clive. There's a Givra that has claimed the ruins at the foot of the mountain as its hunting. The flesh of a forest ibex...
To the forest.
There's nothing a Givra loves more than a fat haunch of ibex.
There speaks the voice of experience. Do you hunt often?
Since I was a girl, my father would take me. Then after he returned to the sea, Yamila's father. Our families have always been close. Even if her sister wasn't Walyas's wet nurse, I couldn't stand by and watch her suffer.
Good hunting, brother. Good hunting, brother.
Yamila has invited me to assist her with gathering herbs for the broth. Believe it or not, I still recall some of the varieties I picked as a little girl, when the rest of the north looked like this.
Have care, my lord. It is not for nothing that the Givra's tongue is called the most perilous cure. My lord.
Certainly.
It's a long story.
Yes.
My great-grandmother suspected as much, and it was she whose duty became to attend her grave. A duty...
I see.
Well, until recently, the path to the grave had long been blocked by a fallen tree. On trying to clear the rest of the path, you see, none of us was a match.
Of course.
Thank you, the grave is...
Why so far?
It was where she lived. So when she passed away...
How thoughtful, then.
Just so. If all goes well, you will be the first to visit Witchdrop in many moons. Just turn left at the Winged Wains. If all goes well, you will be the first to visit Witchdrop.
It is good to have him back.
What is it you want? Till next time, then.
I dreamed I saw the sea reach up to the heaven. And what about the walls?
You might have a white chocobo, but have you ever seen a silver?
Storm for the ages.
After witnessing that little fit of Leviathans, I can see why my ancestors were quick to turn to the witch's magics. Had you not been here to calm the beast, we'd all be sleeping with the fishes.
Good girl. Where will we find them?
Further in.
Straight home now.
These will do nicely.
Get off.
Return to the sea.
We have our bait then. What next?
Next, we pay a visit to the Dark Gate to pick some local weed. It'll help disguise our scent.
Be safe.
There should be a sprig or two of local weed growing somewhere around here. Look for the golden leaves.
Is this it?
Aye, that's the stuff. Crush the leaves between your fingertips and rub them on your clothes.
If you insist. You could have warned me about this.
Like corruption, isn't it? But it'll stop the Givra from noticing us. Its nose will tell it we're nothing but a feast for...
I feel so much...
We can wash it off afterwards. If there's one good thing about the Givra choosing the ruins for its hunting ground...
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia. Whoa. Where should we lay the bait?
Givras are creatures of habit. Look for some sign of its passing. It's sure to return to the same place sooner or later.
Marking its territory.
Something was.
A fresh kill.
But not a Givras. The wounds are too clean, too small.
Tracks. But I assume they're too small to belong to a Givra.
You're right. They're barely big enough to belong to a Givra's breakfast.
These look like a predator's tracks. You can clearly...
And not just any claws. These belong to a Givra. We'll lay the bait.
Let's hope our friend... Still no sign.
Patience, Clive. Hunting's not something you can rush.
Have you stalked these beasts before?
Once. Givras are fast, so the job called for a bearer. But even with my knack, it was a close-run thing.
Not many leaders would take such risks for their people.
Says the man who battled an icon to save a boy he barely knew. It is the way of the moats of water to use what gifts we've been given for the good of all. And I gather it's your way too.
It was Sid, the man whose name I bear. He fought for his people and their future with every fiber of his being. And I'm just following in his footsteps. In many ways, you remind me of him.
Me? You're confusing daring with desperation. Quiet. Something's coming. Our guest has finally arrived.
Shall we greet him?
It'd be rude not to.
Don't let it escape.
You weren't exaggerating when you said they were dangerous.
They're forces of nature, all right. And with this one's passing. O roaring torrent, son of storms, may your spirit run free in the open. This flesh I claim, that your gifts might rain down upon us this day, and our river flow in spate. Well then, let's return to the village. We must get this tongue to Ymilla before it spoils.
Tributary, my lord. Did all proceed?
It did. Here.
Oh, thank you. I shall add it to the broth at once.
If there is anything else that we can do to help, you need only...
No, no. You've already done more for my family than I can ever repay.
Just as you have, Clive, for my family. I only regret that I have nothing to offer you in return.
It's more than enough. Besides, I'm no less grateful to you.
For what?
For welcoming my friends and I into your midst. For showing us how your people live. For reminding me that the world we strive to create, where bearers can live alongside their fellow men in peace and comfort, is no mere fantasy.
I'd hardly call it comfort. Every day is a struggle. Though we do at least struggle together, it's true.
As must we all. I only ask that you remember the cost of using your gifts as a bearer. I know that you feel it's your duty to do whatever you can to help your people. But you have a child to think about now. And Wallis has lost enough.
I shall bear that in mind.
That's all I ask. Oh, and if there is anything else that we can do to help, well...
Thank you.